So kind of give me a little bit of background, like on this ankle deal when you came in, like how did it start, and then what have you noticed over the last X amount of time prior to coming in here, I guess? What problems have you had with it?
Basically what I noticed, very tight,
Yep.
not a lot of range of motion, and sometimes I'd be walking and then just get like a shooting pain.
Gotcha.
So like I would almost like fall.
Take you to the ground type of deal.
Yeah, like severe pain. And some days like I would limp around. I just kind of came and went. Really wasn't dependent on the weather or anything like that. It was just very random.
Yep. What happened originally to it? How did you injure it to begin with?
I stepped on wet ice and I broke both of my leg bones and then some bones in my ankle. So I have a plate on each side to hold my leg together and then 6 or 7 screws in there.
Okay.
And I've had that for 22 years now.
And you've had very minimal range of motion that whole time then?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's been really bad for about the last 10, 11 years. I think that was the last time it actually popped.
Okay, well let's do a little work with it here. All right, so here's what we kind of did with him is we always check extremities to begin with, but I'm looking at like on his good side on there, what's that movement, what's that range of motion, dorsiflexion, inversion, eversion, the same thing on this side. This is a bad side on here, and again, we've done a few weeks worth of work on this at this point, but where's that movement at? And what we found with him, he had kind of mentioned earlier here, is that he had a real hard problem with dorsiflexion, so like even bringing the foot up. And the thing he didn't realize either is that inversion, eversion was pretty limited. So we just did something simple to mobilize basically where the ankle joint, where the foot meets the leg. There's a little tiny flat bone called your talus that sits in there that allows kind of a sliding motion. So what we do with that is I just basically cup the back of the leg, and it's not really like a pull, but it's a quick push that goes out and then down through that joint as well. That does that, and like right there, even we kind of opened up again. So I feel it back in his heel here, as well as driving through there to create that motion, to create that dip that goes in there to get some movement back in there. So it's real simple, but we worked on it now 3-4 weeks, I think now, consecutively, and each time it gets a little bit easier. And it's just been one visit a week for the last, again, 3-4 weeks with it. I'd say we've probably doubled, if not tripled, the amount of motion in that foot, and he's noticed it as well too already. All right, so what have you, like, since we started doing this, what have you noticed then in terms of like movement or results per se of what you've experienced so far?
Well, initially, the relief was so great that it took me a couple of days to relearn how to walk correctly, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Walking without pain, without the pressure, all that. Since then, there's no discomfort whatsoever, no pain. I've had no issues whatsoever. Like it's like a new foot.
Yeah, and you went 22 years roughly then with bad movement to begin with, and now you've kind of got it back on there. So again, I would say above average results for what I would expect off of something that's been bad that long with some hardware in there, but the fact that we've been able to get some movement in there and see that, let's keep doing it. More power to it, right?
Absolutely.
So awesome. Thank you.